everyone, my name's Mike Gibson and this is the program Moscow MOSAIC. We are currently in the northern capital of Russia, St. Petersburg. This is where the BRICS International Municipal Forum is taking place this year. And today we will tell you all about this exciting and important event. Stay tuned. On today's program, artificial intelligence welcomes the forum participants.
May this forum become a step towards that bright future where reason and kindness unite the heart and action changes destiny. The future begins here, with your decisions.
Potential investments from BRICS partners.
We believe that we can bring for large projects, infrastructure development projects, funds from $100 million to $1,000 million.
The Moscow government gives high praise to the forum's results.
Overall, the discussions were very useful and productive. We signed a large number of bilateral documents.
The BRICS International Municipal Forum in St. Petersburg brought together more than 5,500 participants from 75 countries. Guests included mayors, governors, parliamentarians, diplomats, and business representatives. Key topics discussed at the forum included effective governance models, the social sphere, interparliamentary cooperation, investment and municipal diplomacy, ecology, healthcare, and artificial intelligence. The Department of Foreign Economic and International Relations of the city of Moscow is traditionally one of the organizers and main participants of such international summits. At this forum, its head, the Minister of the Moscow government, Sergei Cheromyn, has a busy agenda. He not only participates in sessions as an expert, but also moderates many of the discussion. In addition to the Moscow government, the event is supported by the Presidential Administration of the Russian Federation, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Russia, the Federal Council, and other organizations. The Deputy Chairman of the Organizing Committee of the BRICS International Municipal Forum this year is the Minister of the Moscow government, Sergei Cheromyn. He took part in all key events, held negotiations, and signed international agreements. The forum's business program began even before the official opening, with a session dedicated to business cooperation between Russia and India.
Last year saw a record trade turnover between our countries, about $70 billion. By the way, that's practically the same figure as our trade with the European Union today. And India consistently holds the third position in the list of strategic partners in foreign economic activity with the Russian Federation.
Russia and India actively cooperate in various areas, from energy and mechanical engineering to tourism and cultural exchange. Participants in the discussion noted that in a time of international turbulence, BRICS should develop dialogue, protect the multilateral trade system, and focus on food and energy security. Today, the organization consists of 10 member states. They represent 40% of the world's population and a third of global GDP.
This International Municipal Forum provides a unique platform to connect cities, regions, and parliaments, bringing governance closer to people's aspirations. The collaboration among municipal and regional leaders of BRICS countries is essential to achieving 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, encouraging urban innovation, and ensuring resilient local economies.
In 2030, trade turnover between Russia and India is expected to increase to $100 billion. This summer, Moscow was visited by an Indian delegation representing the creative industries, clothing and footwear manufacturers, designers, and owners of international brands. They showcased their products and held meetings with their Russian colleagues. Participants noted that each country could become an excellent market for the other, and that textiles and fashion could form part of the cultural exchange. A member of the Association of Leaders of International Fashion Brands, whose combined value exceeds $55 billion, shared his view on the prospects for cooperation in this field.
So, fashion is a very wider subject. What I spoke about, the brand as a soft power. Spain has 16 global brands.
Right.
They have Zara, they have Mango, like US is known for McDonald's. Right? So, the brands are the biggest soft power. So, that is my main journey today, is to take Russian and Indian brands to a global scale.
One of the key problems discussed by participants in the India-Russia session was international money transfers, which are currently conducted through Western infrastructure. On the one hand, this allows the owners of the payment systems to restrict states in international settlements. On the other hand, capital owners lose 6 to 8% on each transaction. Participants called for the creation of an alternative to SWIFT to ensure independence in decision-making and international transactions.
Russia has the best banking solutions. Similarly, India has the similar system, the UPI payment, the banking technology. So the vision is BRICS unified payment cloud. The only thing which we have to do next is to create a common forum which will then decide the rules and regulation, the laws of this common platform, and start transacting.
The session also focused on boosting trade. To do this, it's necessary to manage ports, shipping, and logistics more efficiently, participants noted. Several transport corridors between Russia and India are being developed simultaneously, such as the north-south and Chennai-Vladivostok routes. All this requires investment from both sides.
Logistics is something very important that both nations have to cover the goods to B2B and to the retail section. Right. And in this we have in India very good technologies, we have very good systems that we can bring to Russia and we can cooperate together. Most importantly, the rate of interest charged by the Russian banks at this time is over 20% per annum. In India, it is about 7-8%. We believe that we can bring for large projects, infrastructure development projects, funds from $100 million to $1,000 million at the rate of almost 8 to 10%.
Before the opening ceremony, the key participants, together with the organisers from the Moscow government, visited the forum's exhibition, explored the stands of the participating cities, businesses, and the products presented there. At the opening ceremony, the hall was completely full. There were absolutely no free seats. The first speaker at the opening ceremony of the BRICS International Municipal Forum was an artificial intelligence. That's because many participants believe the future belongs to AI technologies.
You are the creators of the present, the builders of the world, bearers of the light that leads humanity forward. May today's forum become a step toward that light future, where reason and kindness unite the heart, and action changes destiny. And the future begins here, with your decisions, your ideas, with your light.
The highlight of the opening ceremony was an artistic performance demonstrating the symbiosis of tradition and innovation. Classical Russian ballet performed to modern music. Following this, the main session of the BRICS International Municipal Forum commenced. The opening address was delivered by Sergei Rybkov, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation.
I would like to affirm that Russia is committed to improving the lives of its citizens and creating favorable conditions for development, including at the city and municipal levels. We are engaged in cooperation on the effective use and enhanced accessibility of energy resources. In the financial sector, tangible results are being delivered by the new development bank, which, among other things, allocates funds for urban infrastructure projects. Particular attention is being paid to the use of national currencies in mutual settlements and to exploring opportunities for building payment mechanisms that are resilient to external risks.
The participants of the plenary session specifically noted that the role of megacities will increase in the future. According to UN estimates, the global urbanization rate will reach 70% by 2050, while in Russia it already exceeds 75%. However, cities must not only be large, but also comfortable for their residents and truly smart. Leading the way is the capital of Russia, one of the largest, most modern and digitalized megacities in the world.
At present, more than 100 projects using artificial intelligence have been implemented in Moscow. In healthcare, transport, education, construction, and other key sectors of the city's economy. Moscow is actively developing and introducing technology everywhere to make life for Muscovites more convenient, comfortable, and safe. Muscovites use the advantages of the smart city every day. For instance, in 2023, Moscow ranked first among global megacities in the United Nations E-Government Development Index.
On the initiative of the Moscow City Duma, the parliamentary movement Capitals of the BRICS countries was established. This platform facilitates direct dialogue between the representative legislative bodies of the Union's largest cities, enabling the exchange of best practices and coordination of legislative activities. And this is far from the only platform through which the leadership of the Russian capital engages with global businesses and authorities.
We are actively engaged with the SCO and various international associations such as Metropolis, UCLG, and the list could go on for a long time. But today, we present Moscow's achievements at various forums and international high-tech venues. We are genuinely proud of what the city has accomplished. Today, Moscow boasts what is arguably one of the most modern metro systems in the world. We are among the top 3 in terms of metro construction speed, and since 2011, Moscow has put into operation over 120 new metro stations, including the world's largest metro circle line.
The implementation of a facial recognition system combined with artificial intelligence and big data has led to a sharp decrease in crime in the Russian capital. Moscow's digital services are among the most advanced in the world. The capital took second place in the international smart city rankings. The digital twin of Moscow platform, comprised of 5,000 data layers, provides real-time access to a vast array of urban information, from utilities to transportation.
Despite the economic and foreign policy situation, the economic pressure, Moscow is demonstrating the resilience of its budget. Despite a massive investment program, we have no public debt, even though back in 2010, Moscow had significant public debt. This is an achievement few megacities can boast of today. The consolidation of efforts from all stakeholders, primarily the government, the legislative branch, the Moscow City Duma, and all city residents who have become actively involved in managing the metropolis through digital platforms, has enabled the creation of a harmonious environment and engaged every resident and every district in running the capital. This has yielded truly unique results. It is no coincidence that Moscow is now one of the leaders in terms of receiving various top-tier ratings.
Participants of the forum include not only government and business representatives, but also investment organizations. For example, the president of the AIM Global Foundation Investment Fund, Sheikh Dawood Al-Shezawi, flew to St. Petersburg from the United Arab Emirates. In his speech, he emphasized the important role of the so-called orange economy in developing the investment potential of cities. These are creative industries such as music, fashion, and design, which spur the development of other sectors and attract external finance.
So, today, I think, digitalization is important, AI is important, orange economy is important, and we encourage also cities and governments to look into creating events into orange economy and festivals. So each society, each country has something specific. Kazan, for example, Kazan has a great plan to empower youth, and they have a lot of universities, technology universities, implants, and that. It's my first time in St. Petersburg, but I have seen that's really, have a history. And each city, each government has something unique that we can empower, and we can basically, collectively work on that.
The forum opens up new opportunities for municipality initiatives. And this is not just empty words. The most effective practices and initiatives from local authorities around the whole world can be presented here, and they have a good chance to become part of a major project in another country. Special attention at the forum was paid to the capitals of the BRICS countries and their cooperation in attracting investment. At this session on parliamentary diplomacy, the leadership of Russia's capital presented the city's legal framework, which opens up new opportunities for investors, including subsidies, incentives, ready industrial parks, and a special economic zone. Ahead of the forum, parliamentarians from the BRICS capitals signed a memorandum on cooperation and partnership in the Moscow City Duma.
The capitals and megacities of the BRICS countries have enormous potential, which makes them ideal platforms for developing international cooperation and mutual investment. That's why the Moscow City Duma sees its key mission as not only legislating for the development of the capital and protecting the interests of its residents and businesses, but also as shaping a sustainable and predictable investment climate. In 2021, we were ranked number 1 among cities in Eastern Europe in terms of investment attractiveness. At that time, there was not a sharp political confrontation, and this allowed Moscow to accumulate about $250 billion of foreign direct investment. Of course, there is not such a revolutionary positive trend in attracting investments today, but we note growth in investments from BRICS countries. Indian investments are increasing, and our colleagues from the People's Republic of China are actively investing in the capital.
One of the most important recent foreign investment projects is the Chinese business complex Huamin Park in the northeast of Moscow. Its total area covers about 5 hectares, with more than 105,000 square meters occupied by the Solux Hotel, modern congress and business centers, apartments, and a landscape park in traditional Chinese style with a classic architectural ensemble. It's the largest park of its kind, built outside of China. Huamin is an important venue for promoting Chinese culture in Russia and beyond, as well as a unique single window for developing business and economic relations between the two countries. It was here that the leader of the Chinese people, Xi Jinping, stayed during his last visit to Moscow in May 2025.
Indeed, our project, the Business Center Huaming Park, has already become a platform for strengthening relations, developing trade and economic ties between Russia and China, and for humanitarian exchanges between our peoples. And when it comes to cultural exchanges, first of all, our landscape park has already become a very popular place for Muscovites and Russians in general. Every weekday and every weekend, we count more than 5,000 visitors daily. We are very pleased to see that most of them are students and young people, our future.
The business program of the forum concluded with a session on urban diplomacy in the era of change. The participants once again noted that cities have become the main drivers of business and national development. However, the leaders of large metropolitan areas now face new large-scale challenges: how to ensure harmonious territorial development, create a comfortable environment, guarantee safety, and maintain sustainable economic growth. Municipal cooperation, they emphasize, is a unique tool for sharing experience and best practices.
All municipalities are very different, yet many of them face similar challenges. Through cooperation, they can join forces, share infrastructure, experience, and knowledge. This helps manage resources more efficiently, reduce costs, and create new opportunities for economic development.
In addition to business sessions, discussions, and problem-solving panels, the forum also hosted active negotiations between countries, businesses, and international organizations from around the world. During the summit, more than 70 cooperation agreements were signed. The government of Moscow, represented by the minister and head of the Department for External Economic and International Relations, Sergei Cheromin, signed a cooperation program with the provincial government of Havana. The document establishes a comprehensive approach to developing bilateral relations and outlines promising areas for joint work. Another agreement signed at the forum was a memorandum of intent to establish friendly relations between Moscow and Zhengzhou, a city in the People's Republic of China. It lays a solid foundation for the further development of multifaceted cooperation between the two major administrative, economic, and cultural centers of their respective countries.
Today, a memorandum of intent is being signed to establish friendly relations between the government of Moscow of the Russian Federation and the Municipal People's Government of Zhengzhou of the People's Republic of China.
Between key sessions, Moscow Government Minister Sergei Cheromin held meetings with international partners. For example, discussions with colleagues from Turkey focused on the Days of Moscow in Ankara, which was held in October of this year. The meeting confirmed that the event not only served as a bridge of friendship between the two peoples, but also strengthened cooperation between the two cities in investment and tourism. The results of the BRICS International Municipal Forum were summed up in an exclusive interview for our program by Minister of the Moscow government, head of the Department for External Economic and International Relations, Sergei Cheromin.
The forum held in St. Petersburg can rightfully be called a United International Municipal Forum because it was attended not only by Russian municipalities and our partners from the BRICS capitals, but also by representatives of countries that expressed a desire to become partners of the BRICS Association. We tried to tell all the experts and representatives of various cities about how we are implementing Moscow's development strategy as one of the most dynamic megacities. Overall, the discussions were very useful and productive. We signed a large number of bilateral documents, and I believe these agreements will allow us to continue international, interregional partnership.
Over the course of 3 days, hundreds of important issues were discussed at the Expo Forum, and government officials and business representatives presented dozens of innovative solutions. I'm confident that the practical results of this work will be not long in coming. It's now getting dark outside, and the BRICS International Municipal Forum is coming to an end, as is our airtime. This was the program Moscow Mosaic, and I'm the host, Mike Gibson. See you in the next episode. Bye.